So if ever there was someone who was disqualified from being king of Israel, it was Saul. And David is now been prophesied over that God's going to turn him over to him. He's going to put him in his hand. But he refused to get a promotion through his own effort. He refused to fall into the trap of self-promotion. Self-promotion causes many ministries and many individuals to never reach their potential because they relied on self-promotion, maybe in the guise of, well, if I do this correctly, more people will get saved, more people will hear the gospel, more people will read my book, more people will do this and that, and not realizing they're driven by a need for recognition, a need for applause. And insecure, when we find ourselves in those moments of deep insecurity, we feed from the applause of people. And when the applause goes to someone else, it provokes ugly things in us. And here David displays, before he's even a king, he displays to us the ways of a king. How does a king think? I mean a godly king. We've got a lot of bad examples. But how does a godly king think in Scripture? He's in the back of a cave. He's hiding out with his men. He heard that Saul was coming with an army to find him and kill him. Saul's already made several attempts on his life. He's thrown a spear at him. He's done all kinds of insane things. And God has protected him every time. So now David's hiding in the back of a cave. And Saul doesn't know anyone's in there. And so he goes in to rest. And while he's sleeping, David's men says, "This is the word of the Lord." You remember that word that was given to you? God is going to turn your enemies over into your hands. This is it. Thus saith the Lord through me. And he gets these prophecies. He gets these words that this is the divine moment. But David had such a fear of God to not fall into self-promotion that he would rather live under the oppression of an inferior king than to take his role as king out of God's perfect timing. This is a stunning moment in history. It's a stunning moment in David's life because he had two opportunities like this. Another time where he actually went in and took the spear next to Saul's side in water and went to the other side of a ravine and yelled out and said, you know, your guard should be killed for not guarding you. Look, you were in my hands and I didn't take your life again. And then David prayed this prayer. He said, I pray that God will show mercy on me as I have shown mercy on you. What if, and David did not live a perfect life. He was a man after God's heart, but he had some pretty serious blunders, some pretty serious sins. What if David actually set the stage for how he would be treated his entire reign when he refused to take control of God's promise for him out of order, out of sequence? See, premature babies always need extra care. And when we move into self-promotion, we actually are giving birth to things at 5 months and 6 months that need constant care to keep them alive. And sometimes our anxiousness is just that evidence of insecurity, is that evidence of our identity is wrapped up in the breakthrough. Our identity is wrapped up in the miracle. My identity is wrapped up in the size of the crowd or the, whatever it might be, however it fits into your world.